is it.
They threw the towel in.
Jaime Munguia wins his middleweight debut with an 11-round stoppage of Spike O'Sullivan.
The former champion in Munguia winning in the championship round. Spike O'Sullivan not happy with his corner throwing in the towel. And I don't blame him because he was taking punishment there, but he had the wits to hold on to Munguia. If he could have lasted that round, it would have only been one more round and he could have held his head high.
I don't agree with that. He was getting fucked up for like a good 30 seconds or so, you know, and that's like an eternity in fucking boxing time. On TstreeT Controversy with FightView360.com. I didn't get a chance to watch this fight live last night. My clock has been messing up, but basically it's 12:53 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, January the 12th, 2020. On TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live with FightView360.com. And listen, it's time for him to step up. What the fuck? You know, his biggest win of his career is against Liam Smith at 154 pounds. He got Brandon Cook. Dennis Hogan. A lot of people felt like he lost that fight, meaning Munguia. He's got a Takashi Inoue. He first won his first title against Saddam Ali, who shouldn't have been a 140 pound. Shouldn't have been a. Oh, that's for Sean Cruz deserves wig. He shouldn't. Saddam Ali shouldn't have been at 154, let alone fighting Munguia, who's right now, as you can see, at 160 pounds. From my understanding, shouldn't this fight make him the mandatory? And since he was a champion in a previous division, 154 pounds by the WBO, isn't he the mandatory, the next mandatory for Demetrius Andrade? Or is it Liam Williams?
Don't go behind the jab. Focus on speed, and that's exactly what got the stoppage here. It wasn't brute force. It wasn't relentless power. It wasn't Mexican style. It was speed, and it was a jab.
Sergio was out for blood tonight, saying that this fight shouldn't have been stopped.
Finally, that speed finished off Spike O'Sullivan.
Look at him.
As he hit the canvas, and the towel actually arrived before Spike did. And this was the toss.
I could understand why Packy Collins threw the towel, and they knew that.
That was a pretty sweet toss. I like that strategic toss, and then he got out the way.
But he didn't have the legs. He had the heart. He didn't have the legs.
Sometimes your corner needs to save you from yourself.
Absolutely.
I would love to be the person to throw a towel in. Now, then again, no, I don't, because that means somebody in your team getting fucked up. But if I had the chance, I'd just throw it as hard as I can at the ref. Like, and I hope it's wet. And I throw a wet ass towel at the ref. It's legal, right? Like pussy in the fight.
Winner by TKO, and now the WBO Intercontinental Middleweight Champion. Here's still undefeated Jaime Munguia.
I dipped the towel in his big ass bucket of cold ass ice water, like shh. And they're like, throw the towel, throw the towel. Like, all right, hold up. And then threw that shit right at the ref.
He's
trying to smack him right on his neck.
One here tonight against Spike O'Sullivan.
And that's a good test.
He'll be all startled and shit.
Like we mentioned, Spike O'Sullivan, has only been beaten by world champions. He's only lost at the top level. Now he lost to a former world champion in Jaime Munguia.
I covered the Billy Joe Saunders fight all those years ago on another channel.
How many fights does the 35-year-old champion have left?
Covered the Eubank Jr. fight here on this channel.
A career high 296 jabs thrown in tonight's fight. Take a look.
Do you think he beats Andrade? I don't. I think he gets outboxed.
As Munguia landed 50%
I think he goes
of
to
his
scoop.
power punches, outstanding percentage.
Anytime you see 50%, you know that fighter did damage.
And as far as the total punches go, 37% of Munguia, 792 punches thrown landed compared to 20% of the 596 thrown by Spike O'Sullivan. And with the winner, here is Claudia Treos.
Thank you, Ryan. Congratulations, Jaime. Outstanding performance. Let's talk about that last round. When did you know that you had it?
Pues estaba estaba un poco inseguro porque cuando Gary O'Sullivan lo tenía más mal, era cuando sacaba golpes de poder, entonces tenía que tener mucho cuidado. Es por eso que pues traté de llevarlo más rounds, cansarlo un poco más para que así sus golpes fueran menos fuertes.
I was kind of sure and unsure because when I had him hurt is when he would really throw hard. So I waited for him to get tired and then find the finish.
This is your debut at 160. How would you rate your performance?
Pues yo pienso que pues tal vez un 8 9, yo creo que me hicieron falta algunas cosas, pero creo que vamos pelea con pelea vamos mejorando.
I would give myself about an 8 or 9 because I needed to still do a few more things, but we're going to take this fight by fight.
There were times in the fight that you would walk away from your fight plan. I could see a little bit of frustration on Eric Morales, always telling you to stay behind the jab. What happened?
Sí, lo que pasa es que pues estaba entre si atacarlo o no atacarlo, estaba un poco confundido, pero pues gracias a Dios se dieron las cosas, hablé bien con Eric y ya pues nos pusimos de acuerdo y todo, gracias a Dios salió bien.
I was confused whether to attack or not to attack, but thank God everything went well thanks to my corner and thanks to Eric Morales.
You took a championship at 154. How do you compare that to fighting at 160?
Pues yo creo que me sentí un poco más fuerte, me desgasté menos para el peso, creo que sentí que tiré más golpes, más combinaciones, nunca bajó mi fuerza, entonces yo creo que pues estoy en mi peso ideal.
I think I did better at 160 pounds. I felt like I wore down less because of the weight cut. I threw more punches, more combinations, and it made the difference.
At this point in time, who would you like to call out?
Pues tal vez sí me gustaría enfrentar a los mejores de esta división, lo que es Canelo, Golovkin, Charlos.
I want to fight against the best of the division, whether it's Canelo, Golovkin, the Charlos.
Well, we look forward to those fights, and we look forward to seeing you with much success at this division.
Igualmente yo espero con ansias esas peleas para enseñarles a la gente un gran espectáculo. Muchas gracias a San Antonio y ¡Viva México!
I do as well. I really look forward to those fights. I want to thank everyone in San Antonio, and long live Mexico.
All right, Sergio, we just heard.
I wonder what Gary Spike O'Sullivan, I just was thinking some weird thought I wonder what he does to like keep his mustache from like losing its curl. Like he can get knocked out all over the ring for 10, 12, 11 rounds and his shit just don't be fucking, you know what I'm saying? He don't lose his curl.
Ridiculously talented middleweight division.
But yeah, he didn't say Andrade's name. Let's look at the 160 pound division as a whole. All right. You have, hold on. You have Saul Canelo Alvarez as the WBC franchise champion, but basically at 160, you can say he doesn't have a belt or he doesn't have a mandatory. Even though the WBA Super World is a title, they won't order him to fight a mandatory. You see what I'm saying? In the franchise championship, there's no mandatory for that. So to be undisputed, he would have to beat Jamal Charlo, Golovkin, and Andrade. But let's talk about Jaime Munguia. So Golovkin is supposed to be facing his mandatory Kamil Zermeta in March on the Zone to defend his IBF title. Andrade is taking on Luke Keeler on, January the 30th, right? I'm going to be covering that card, obviously. Jamal Charlo just beat Dennis Hogan, who Dennis Hogan was coming off of a controversial, a loss or a draw? I forgot. A loss to Jaime Munguia. And so Canelo Alvarez is in heavy negotiations to fight Billy Joe Saunders at 168 pounds. So for Munguia, if not Andrade, basically I want to know, where does Liam Williams stand? Liam Williams, when he beat Atlantes Fox, didn't that make him the mandatory? So is Liam Williams the mandatory, or does Jaime Munguia jump the line because he was champion at 154, which that belt is now held by Patrick Teixeira, who Golden Boy has reached out to Terrence Crawford for a fight. Can you imagine if Golden Boy had reached out for Munguia and Terrence Crawford? Crazy, but whatever. I don't think Terrence Crawford is going to take the Teixeira fight though. But 160 is pretty like log jammed Also, there is some talk, well, at least Eubank Jr. brought it up, that Canelo could vacate. And Murata could be elevated to Super World Champion, and Chris Eubank Jr. WBA World Champion after beating in a bizarre ending of a fight Matvey Korobov for the WBA interim. He could be elevated to world. Sergey Derevianchenko right now is a promotional or managerial, right? Which one is he? A promotional and managerial? He's with Connolly. Connolly, the same guy that has Danny Jacobs, but he doesn't have Lou DiBella anymore. Well, whatever. Munguia, like, we tired of it. Like, look, he ain't really, we tired of it. Like, yeah, I welcomed the Liam Smith fight, but then he went on this streak of Brandon Cook, Takashi Inoue, Dennis Hogan, and Patrick Alati. Then Gary Spike O'Sullivan, you owe us, bro. I don't care about this activity shit. Give us something. Anyway, that's my thoughts. TstreeT controversy. Some people say that the wig had the best seat in the house, and Oscar picked that shit up and took it. Was very thrilled there, though. Anyway, I'm TstreeT Controversy with FightView360.com.